right now you're getting that promotion, okay, which is tier 2 right now. It's $300 for the 6 omegas. When we are done with that promotion, we're going to be moving into the full price of everything that takes place within the GetFit Mining ecosystem. And the first thing that you need to do is decide what type of miner you're going to mine with. But right now, we're going to just compare the 6 omegas. There's 2 ways to get those omegas. You can mint them right on the site, on the website, $900 each. Just mint, 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 all 6 of them. That's, 6 times $900. And that's what it's going to cost you. That's what, $5,400 to mint those. But you can evolve them and upgrade them. And this is a very significant piece to the ecosystem. So what you do is you're going to mint 12 primaries. That's $1,200 cost. And then you're going to evolve them, those 12 primaries, to 12 ultras. That's going to cost you $480. And then the alphas, you're going to upgrade from ultra to alpha. That's another $1,200. And then you merge those 12 alphas into 6 omegas for $720. So altogether, you've got $2,400 in the evolution, and you've got $1,200 to mint the primaries for a total of $3,600. That is what it would cost you through the evolution. This $1,200, 65% is paid out in commissions. That leaves 35%, which I'll show you what that is here in a minute, how that's distributed. And then all of this here, this $2,400, that is staking and liquidity money. And so 10% goes to staking, and then the remaining goes to liquidity. And so this piece here is going to go buy up tokens on the exchange, bring them back into the contract, pair it to the USDT, and then inject it into liquidity. So this is a very significant piece of the ecosystem. Every time somebody goes to the exchange and purchases $1,200 of GFAM to come back and mint their miners, $780 we assume is going to be sold from the commission. But what's nice about this is through this evolution process, this goes and buys back more than what was sold and then pairs it to the USDT and adds liquidity. So this piece corrects any sell-off from the commissions that were earned above and beyond what was sold. This here is the mining dock fees. Now this hasn't changed. Let's see. Okay. This hasn't changed and it won't change. These are set fees. They're one-time fee. You never pay them again. And there is no in-app fee after this on the mining dock. First slot's always free. Second slot is $10. Sometimes B&B goes up and down. Sometimes it'll be a little less than 10. Sometimes it'll be a little more than 10, but it's in that $10 range. $20 for slot 3, $25 for slot 4, $30 for slot 5, $35 for slot 6. When we open up slot 7, it'll be $40. We open up slot 8, it'll be $45. So what it does is it begins to increase by $5 each slot. So your total dock costs is $120. This is also contributing to the staking. 10% of every transaction that takes place within the ecosystem is rewarded to the staking contract. The percentage it goes out to the liquidity, but also this covers development costs and customer support and things like that. So this here, the majority of this is not liquidity. It's about 20% liquidity, 10% staking, and the rest, this is where the project does use a bit of that towards costs of the application, keeping it updated and all that good stuff. This here is what you are going to pay in the mining fees per month approximately. Sometimes it's a little bit more. It depends on the cost of B&B and what B&B is charging on the mining fee. So if you're mining with just one miner, you're looking at about $4, between $4 and $8 a month. And it just continues to increase the more miners that you have in the mining dock. So if you're mining with 6 miners, you should plan on having anywhere from $30 to $35 in your, excuse me, in your wallet each month to cover those mining fees. Now, a percentage of the mining fees is 10 cents per miner. is an in-app fee, and a percentage of that also goes to staking, percentage of that goes to the liquidity. So everything that you're doing within the ecosystem is funding staking, is funding the liquidity, and it's keeping the project solid, and it's keeping it stable. So it's not just a seller's market, because everybody who's participating within the ecosystem, it's correcting what's been sold, and it's stabilizing it, and it's injecting that liquidity. This here, I wanted to go over this a little bit so people have an idea. Let me zoom out. I've got this zoomed up really high, so I don't have to wear my glasses, but let's try it at 150. And then maybe this will make it a little easier for you to see the whole thing. I wish it would just let me type in a number, but no. Can I do that? Nope. Okay. Guess we're going to just do it like this. Okay. Mining difficulty. Right now, the mining difficulty is at what we would say is normal, right? There is no mining difficulty at this time. So we are just leaving our beta stage, where we have been in the development process for the last 2.5 years. August will be 3 years that the concept began to be drawn up. And then in December, no, it was October. Was it October? No, it was December. The developers started to build out the framework from the blueprint that I had, given them to do. So we're rolling into our 3rd year. So right now, our community size is very small. So you guys are all coming to this platform, to this project at like the best time ever. You're earning the most rewards that will be distributed, because as the community begins to increase, of course, the mining difficulty increases as well. So we have max amounts that you can mine with your activity. And this is put in for safety reasons, health-wise. We don't want people to push themselves above normal limits and then start having heart attacks and strokes and things like that. So what we've done is we've made it an average. Not only that, it also creates an unfair advantage for those who are more athletically inclined, and for those who really aren't physically fit at the moment. So we had to really find a middle ground so that it was still, rewarding for a person who is becoming more fit, and still rewarding enough for the person who is already physically fit and could do more than the max. So these numbers are carefully thought out, carefully calculated, to make it worthwhile for everybody who's using the system. 20,000 steps is the max. There are bonuses that you get, intensity. So if you're walking 100 steps plus per minute, you're getting a tier 4 intensity bonus, which is 30%. So if you were walking, 30,000 steps, you're going to get a 30% bonus on all of the steps that were, 80 steps or more per minute. So there's ways to still increase that activity and get those bonuses so you get more tokens. But 20,000 is the max on the steps. 10-mile distance, 120-minute workout, so it's a 2-hour workout. The calories, right now, it states in the app that it's 4,000. When we do our next update on the UI, the look of the app, that will change to 2,000. 4,000 an average. A man of average size can do 4,000 calories a day, but a woman, she's going to do between 1,400 and 2,000. And so we're capping the max off at 2,000 calories. And then sleep is 480 minutes, and that's an 8-hour night of sleep. And so you're mining all of this activity 24/7. What this is telling you here is that if you are mining with 6 omegas and you're walking, the 20,000 steps a day, getting at 10-mile distance, 120-minute workout, you're burning, upwards of 2,000 calories, and you're getting that 6 to 8 hours sleep, you're going to mine roughly between 1,100 and 1,400 tokens. I know this says 1,200, but it's not going to give me a range the way I did the formula. But the average person that is maxing out based on their max mining shares, you're going to get between 1,100 and 1,400 GFAM tokens. If you're mining with 6 primaries, you're going to get about 600 of the GFAM tokens. Ultras are getting about 750, and then the alphas are getting about 1,050. So here is kind of just a little tip. If you're going on a walk and you are able to maintain that 60 to 80 steps per minute, a 2 hour walk is going to roughly give you that 20,000 steps, that 10-mile distance, the 120-minute workout, and it's going to burn most of your calories. And you can do that in just 1 2 hour workout. So you hit your workout app so that you start that workout on your walk, and it literally is going to pretty much fill all four of those calories or categories. I'm sorry. Another thing to look at it is to break that 2 hours down. If you're not somebody who wants to do that 2 hour stint, break it down into, you know, 8 15-minute workouts a day, throughout your day, even if it's just running in place or, getting that movement in. Start out, start that workout app and just break it down into 10-minute, 15-minute intervals. That's how I had to start so that I could reach my max. I would literally break it down, over my 12-hour day that I'm awake. It's very rare that I get much. I'm usually up 16 to 18 hours a day. So I try to break it down over that amount of time. And that's how I got started. Now, lately, I haven't had time to really do much of that, but I'm getting myself back into it. It's an excuse when I say, oh, I'm on my computer all day. But I've been making myself get up even when I'm in my meetings and run in place or start getting those steps. So you can do it. It just takes some working into it. Now, just to give you an idea, if somebody is going to, let's say you're going to get, you get 7,500 steps in per day. You're going to mine roughly about 450 of those GFAM tokens, 225 if you're mining with the 6 primaries. Somebody had asked me last night if it's really worth it to submit the activity. Let's say if you only have, 2, 3, 4,000, steps in a day. And my answer was, it really is up to the individual person. But you have to remember that you're mining more of these tokens than you'll ever mine in the future. And so today, if you're maxing out, well, I'm going to just show you, 3,000 steps, for example. If you're only getting about 180 GFAM on 3,000 steps with the mining difficulty where it's at right now, this is going to give you an idea. So let's say we have 100,000 people using this app, okay? That's what you'd be getting with, down the road, 108 GFAM. And so it is worth it, really, if you want those tokens when you're looking at that mining difficulty. I don't think that changed it, did it? I think I'm on the wrong. Oh, here you go, 36. It did change it. I just didn't do it right. So 60, 108, and then let's put this back up to the 100, 180. Okay, so you can see the difference. It is going to decrease quite a bit. We have, 200,000-300,000 people using this app, and now you're looking at where you're getting, 18 GFAM a day. But the GFAM has increased in its value. By the time we have 200, 300, 400,000 people using this app, we're looking at GFAM, reaching levels of the Ethereum price. And so you're not going to be really too upset, when you're getting 18 GFAM a day, even if you're getting 1 GFAM a day. If you're only getting a Satoshi of a GFAM, which I know that's not the proper word, Satoshi of a GFAM, but you know what I'm saying, just a percentage of it, it's still worth it. So, you have to look at long-term what the app's gonna do for you. And I'm going to bring this back up to the full 20,000 so I can move on to the next. So this just kind of gives you an idea of how to gauge what your physical activity is and what the tokens are doing. Right now, the GFAM, let me increase this a little bit because it's about, well, I haven't checked it today, but it was about 2.5 yesterday. So if you're mining 1,200 GFAM a day, that's giving you about 36,000 per month. So right now, you would be making about $90 a month with the GetFit app. And so if you come up here and you look at your mining fees, you're still making more money than what you're spending to mine the tokens. And guys, this is with just getting started with, we have maybe 1,200 active users in our community. I mean, it's still baby, just getting introduced, into the general public. So if you can imagine with just that amount of people that are mining at the moment, $90 a month, triple that, quadruple that, and continue to double those numbers, and you can imagine what you'd be making from just your physical activity. Now, if you take that same 3,600, okay, this is just 1 month. So you can do the math, on your own of what it would be, every 3 months, every 6 months, every 9 months, every year, what you'd be making. But 3,600 or 36,000 GFAM at a penny is now $360. Not the 90 anymore, but now it's worth, that $360 for 1 month of doing what you're already doing. Not making any money from it before. But now, you're able to make $360 a month. For some people, that is life changing. It's not going to make you rich, but you're just moving, right? You're increasing your physical activity. You're becoming more healthy. So on the better note of it, your body is in better shape. You're becoming more healthy. You are happier when you are more physically fit. People don't feel down when they're feeling more energetic and they're feeling more fit. You're not as tired. So overall, you're going to start feeling better. So maybe this isn't great, but the health effects that it is giving you is becoming better. And then I just threw it up here at the 3 cents to kind of give you an idea. And now that 36,000, now you're looking at $1,000 a month just at 3 cents a token. And you got to remember that the way our ecosystem is built, it's a self-sustaining ecosystem. So when you're submitting, when you're claiming, when you're minting, when you're evolving, when you're creating challenges, when you're joining challenges, when you're creating events, when you're participating in events, when you're leasing, all of the things that take place, staking, it's all contributing to that stability of that token, the value of that token. So this is designed that the more people that are in the community that are utilizing the services and the products and the gamification, all of the pieces that are part of the ecosystem, all it's doing is driving up the market value on that token. And so now you're looking at a yearly income of $12,960 by becoming more healthy, less doctor visits, less chronic illness and disease, less of everything when you're talking about your health. Physical fitness, that is what most people lack in their life in this day and age. We're not out there, working like we did, our generations before us. Now we're sitting at computers and, life's become pretty sedentary, and the foods we eat, everything else. So this does really motivate people to become more physically fit. And an extra $13,000 a year, if the token only is stable at 3 cents, is pretty phenomenal. And then we're going to show you the 4 cents. Now you're looking at the GFAM's market value, $1,440 a month with those 36 GFAM. If it reaches 5 cents, and this is at, let me see, the 30, yeah, at 4 cents. I'll make sure this is calculating right. And you get down to the dollar mark, that's $36,000 a month. It's insane. And I know what people are thinking. Well, yeah, but how could it ever stabilize itself this way? This is not your typical project where the community is providing the liquidity, right? The way you traditionally do, where the community, puts in the liquidity and can pull the liquidity. The liquidity is formed from people using the system, from being active inside the application. The ecosystem is self-funding. And so as people if the value is going up to $1, that means that the community is increasing in size. That means that there's more people submitting, there's more people claiming, there's more people engaging in the challenges and in the events and going through the arenas and getting to the Hall of Fame and leasing out your miners. And so as the community size increases, this value does increase. And if I give you, let's say our high is only $3, the average person would be making crazy money. And it's almost unbelievable. Like some people can't even fathom that because it doesn't seem realistic that you could actually do that from your physical activity. So we like to just kind of show people little numbers that you can actually believe. But even at 30 cents, just to be able to use your physical activity, turn your body into a mining machine and be able to mine $10,800 a month, in tokens. This here, we're talking about your staking. There is an advantage to mining with the 6 Omegas. In the staking platform, you're able to stake your GFAM and soon your GetFit tokens. And how it is figured is based on the mining power. So right now, during our pre-launch, everybody is getting those pre-launch prices through those tiers. So you're able to get 1,800% mining power for $300 right now versus the 3,600 if you were evolving. And if you stake the GFAM that you're earning, so we'll just take the 36,000, it's based on the market value at the time you stake them. So we'll just say that GFAM is at 4 cents. It would have a market value of $1,440. That means that if you're mining with 6 Omegas, you're going to get 25% in mining rewards, staking rewards from every single transaction that's taking place within the ecosystem. 10% is always coming into the staking, and you're going to get 25% of everything that rolls in until you've earned your $360 in your rewards. The reason that we do our staking this way is because if you're holding those tokens, you want to be able to, as everybody is coming in and building and growing, you want to be able to make some money, but not necessarily lose, by selling your tokens when the price is going to continue to increase. So if you're somebody who likes to hold, you can stake them, and this is paid to you in USDT. It's not like your traditional staking where you get rewarded in the same token that you staked. So we're not rewarding you with more GFAM. We're rewarding you with USDT. And you can claim that USDT as you're earning it, so it's not locked up. The minute your rewards have been met, the staking contract unlocks. So if let's say this project just takes off and goes to the moon all of a sudden, you could be making this every day, and that staking contract would unlock and allow you to restake it at the next token value. But if it's growing slow, on the 90th day, your staking would unlock, and then you'd be able to restake it if the price was higher or whatever you wanted to do. Now, when BUSD was announced, I think it was in September, I don't remember when they did it, September, October, that it was no longer going to be supported as a stable token, we had to begin the migration over to USDT. So our current staking contract is not completed. They haven't completed the migration. That'll be done by May 4th. So right now, I always tell everybody, don't stake your GFAM at the moment because there is no real activity going on in the staking until that BUSD is removed and the USDT migration is completed. But on May 4th, when it goes live, everybody who is staking with the BUSD, those will unlock. You'll retrieve that GFAM, and if you want to restake it, you'll restake it using the new system, which is also rewarding you based on your mining power. Another example, I'm just going to show you here real quick. If you're mining with, we'll say 1 Omega, just so you get an idea down here. See how it changed it to 300% mining power. Each Omega has 300% mining power. You can see here how your staking changes. So the market value is the same, but you're only getting 4.17%. So your rewards is only $60. This is because your percentage of rewards is based on your contribution to the ecosystem. If you're contributing a little bit, you earn a little. If you're contributing a lot, you earn a lot more. And so that is the difference between the staking rewards. So imagine if you're mining with 6 Omegas, you're spending 10 cents per Omega to submit a day, an in-app fee that stabilizes the liquidity as well. But if you're only mining with 1, that's only 10 cents that you're contributing. So your share is not the same as somebody who's contributing with those 6 Omegas. And I'll just give you an idea of what it would be for 1 primary. And there you see, that's about 100%. That's the equivalent of a primary, 100%. So you're getting about 1.39% in the rewards pool. And so your contribution to the ecosystem is that 1.39%. So your rewards be $20. So the staking rewards you based on your contribution to the ecosystem. And if you're not mining, you can't just go to the exchange, buy the GFAM, and come back and earn from the staking pool. You have to stake from the wallet that you're mining with. So if you're not mining, you're not able to participate in the staking of this project. So that is another big factor, because otherwise you have people who aren't contributing to the ecosystem, who are taking money that you rightfully have coming to you because you're staking GFAM and you're contributing to the ecosystem. And that's why you're getting those staking rewards. So that just kind of explains the whole staking concept there. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. Let me see here if I can. Oh, I was going to show you the breakdown if I have it on the spreadsheet. If not, we'll do it in another presentation because I'm literally keeping these at 30 minutes. Let's see where I'm at on this. All right, that's that one. It's this one right here. This will give you an idea of what the breakdown is. 65% when you mine, when you mint those miners in the full system, paying the full price, 65% is paid in commission. 5% is going to a global bonus pool. 10% of that GFAM goes back into the miner's safe, and it's not mined for anywhere from 5 to 10 years. What we're trying to do is not have to use the 2.5 billion and always keep 100 million in the vault so that it doesn't have to come from there's 2.6 billion. 100 million is mined every year and it goes into our airdrop. But as long as there's 100 million GFAM in the vault, it won't have to go above and beyond where we want to stay at that 500 million. We're hoping to only have to use 500 million in the first 10 years. Okay, that will keep that token very, very strong. And so 10% of all the GFAM that's coming in from this from the community minting, it goes back into that safe for miners. And then there's 20% that remains with the project, but that would be for like things we want to use for marketing, bonuses, or if we decide to do something, that's, better for the community, prizes and things like that when we, create those global challenges. It's 20% that hasn't, really been set up for anything. And so that kind of shows you that breakdown. So right now, 80% goes back into the community when you mint those miners. And so that's also very powerful, and it also contributes to that ecosystem as well.